Yeah. Blackjack, blackjack. Life is like a game of cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Yeah. Blackjack, blackjack. To play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
So yeah, and like I said, so when we drift from that, there was a situation ultimately that came out in where basically the guy who actually was responsible for the shooting, a guy by the name of Dexter Isaacs, right?
Okay, I heard that name once, right?
Right. He basically copped to being the trigger man behind that situation in regards to 2Pac, and then he did mention Jimmy Henchman's name. So ultimately, Puffy's name wasn't really mentioned in that, but so I do understand what you're saying. So how do you feel about the guy Dexter Isaacs coming out and basically saying that he was the shooter, and also that it was supposed to be a robbery and not they weren't supposed to shoot 2Pac, but just basically send him a warning by robbing him. How you feel about that?
I mean, that could be, you know what I'm saying? I've heard it go both ways, that it was a hit made to look like a robbery, you know, for some behind the scenes shit. Like I said, I think people felt that Pac would say too much. Like I said, there was a lot of shit going on, that whole sexual assault case, and so I guess some other things that Pac said, I guess, that them cats was mad about or whatever.
Right.
And you know, and so I look at it like, after all these years, I guess, why would the brother have to lie? Why would dude have to, why would dude lie?
Right.
Why, you know, um, so yeah, I think I do remember seeing something like that, that he admitted to being the one, and snatching the chain and some shit like that, and that he got the order from yeah, Jimmy Henchman or some shit like that. You know.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I've heard those same things, and then I've also heard other people confirm that. You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
co-sign those same sentiments.
Right.
So it's like, you know, what else am I supposed to believe? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So yeah, I feel like I said, there's a lot of shady characters involved behind the scenes, and and yeah, they did my brother wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know.
So and you know what? Like I said, the first time I met your brother was in '93 at Bowie State University. I've said this before, right? And I actually seen the interaction between him and Biggie. And so I understood partially, not the full intricacies of what their dealings was, but I seen partially before I even knew who Biggie was. You go back, there's a tape online at Bowie State University of how 2Pac was looking out for Biggie, because it was 2Pac's show. He was the headliner. It was some other go-go bands and stuff like that. But in the middle of 2Pac's shows, right before he did Keep Your Head Up, right? He let Biggie get on stage with Randy Stretch Walker, Big Stretch, and because the Live Squad was there too, but he let Biggie get on stage and perform Party and Bullshit. If you can elaborate on anything in regards to how 2Pac felt about Biggie based on what you've heard 2Pac say, can you do that?
Right. Yeah, a lot of people seem to forget the history on, you know what I'm saying, about like details like that.
Right.
How Pac put Biggie on with a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, like Pac said, motherfuckers ain't know who Biggie was.
Right.
Not even in New York. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Niggas ain't know who Biggie was. And it was Pac. Pac was already, you know, he was already a star. He wasn't that superstar yet, but he was already a star. He
Yeah.
already had I Get Around and I Keep Your Head Up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It just goes all back full circle to what I mean about Pac's character. When he rocked with you, if he fucked with you, he went out of his way to help you. He didn't have to do that. He
Right.
didn't have to put to stop his show and let Biggie rock so he could get some shine. You know what I'm saying? He
Absolutely.
absolutely did not have to do that, but because he felt in his heart like that's his boy, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? They got that was Pac's character, and then so you got to understand that, right? So all that happens, letting him stay at his crib, whatever the fuck, you know, giving him and Junior Mafia money to do whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then now fast forward, the shit at Quad happens,
Right.
you know, and like I said, Pac felt what he felt, that, you know, Biggie knew more than he let on, and that he should have let Pac know. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then all that goes in, you know, all that shit gets tied together. Like, nigga, here you are. Like Pac said it. He looked at him as like a little brother type shit. And, you know, you violated. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
violated. So I think, yeah, that's where it started. And then what heightened it and what pushed it further was him hooking up with Suge and Death Row.
Right.
And because I think from my understanding, Suge already had like a little beef going on with Puffy already.
Right. Right.
Right? Like behind the scenes,
Yeah.
before
Due
Pac
to
even came in the picture.
yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
One of Suge's homeboys had got murdered in Atlanta.
Right. So there was already some shit brewing, right?
Okay.
And then here you go, Pac enters the mix, and he already got now his animosity and his, you know, feelings and his passion about it.
Right.
Bad Boy. And then it was just like, it was like the perfect storm, man. It was like the perfect storm.
Okay.
And yeah, it got out of control.
Will Garland Jr. in the house, in the building, hip hop, Monica name, 5 Faces. Look out for him. It's your boy DELRAY. Yeah, straight gang.